Hello people, welcome to 2018. Oh man, I can't believe this is weird. It feels kind of futuristic, doesn't it? 2018. It doesn't feel like it's this year, but it is. We're here. So here we go. I thought I'd kick off the year by discussing music from 2017. This video was supposed to go up when I missed a week in December, unfortunately. So yeah, that week I had a lot of mice issues. I didn't film, I didn't edit, I didn't anything. Like everything was pushed back. So yeah, I'm so sorry for missing that week, but this was the video that I'd planned to go up then, but it didn't. So I'm gonna have to do it now. Yeah, I'm gonna be discussing my top 6 albums of 2017. It was supposed to be top 5, but I couldn't pick, so I made it 6. These are in no particular order. I don't want anyone thinking that there's numbered. These are just albums that I enjoyed in 2017, right? The first one, again, no particular order, but the first one is Ed Sheeran's Divide. At the beginning of 2017, when was it? 3rd of March, Ed Sheeran released Divide. Ed Sheeran, good musician, I think, nice lyrics. Some of his songs were a bit too lovey-dovey for me, but I do appreciate what he's done, you know. I liked The A-Team and Lego House and things like that, but like I say, some of his songs can be a bit lovey-dovey, and I'm not really a lovey-dovey person, but I do listen to them and I appreciate the music and the sound, you know. Divide was a tad bit different to anything he's ever done, if I'm honest, and I loved it. I really, really did. It was on repeat for weeks, that album was, and yeah. Shape of You is definitely a favourite, but I do think it was a bit overplayed by the radio stations, so it is a good song and it's one of my favourites on the album, but not my ultimate favourite. My ultimate favourite is actually Castle on the Hill, which is track number 2, I believe. Castle on the Hill is very, very personal to me. It's something that I can really relate to, and it does speak. It's hard to put into words, but he does it really well about visiting your hometown and the memories flooding back. It's crazy, it really is, and they never leave. Like, people can say that, you know, forget about it and blah blah blah, but you never do. It's always there subconsciously, and that's something that really did touch me. That was my favourite song off the whole album. Shape of You is another favourite, but again, played a bit too much. I also liked Nancy Mulligan. The reason I liked that song is because it got a bit of an Irish twinge to it, which I think is from his roots. But Nancy Mulligan, I liked that because it was the story of his grandparents, and I appreciated that. I thought to myself, you're taking me on a journey into your grandparents' life that, you know what, had Ed Sheeran never been famous, no one would ever know about. No one would ever know who Nancy Mulligan was and what happened. So I appreciated the story and the journey that he took us on via a song. I just found it amazing. I really did. There was another one. Save Myself. That is a good song. That's on the bonus album. What is it? Not the bonus album. Deluxe edition. That one is. Save Myself. That is a good song. That is very relatable to me as well. Because sometimes you spend that much time worrying about other people and trying to help other people that you end up putting yourself in danger mentally, in my case. And sometimes you just have to drop everything and everyone and just take care of yourself, and that's something that I've had to do in the past and still continue to do now, because it's just difficult. It's so difficult when you're going through things and there's nothing you can do but kind of help yourself. And it seems selfish. Like, when I very first realised that I needed to do that, I felt selfish. I felt like, no, I'm using this time to help myself. I shouldn't be helping myself. I should be helping other people and helping them through their problems and talk to them about their issues, you know? and not ever talk about me. Like, I don't want to talk about my problems. I don't want to discuss things, you know. But I think that it's important that every human does, you know. And that was something I had to do, and that was a choice that I made. And that was that. So that does speak to me personally. That was Ed Sheeran's Divide. I've loved that album. That was good. That was. The next album, Katy Perry. Oh my life. Yeah, Katy Perry. She's good. She's good. I never really. Okay, I listened to like California Girls and The One That Got Away. That was a good song. And what else? Till We Ever Meet Again. Till We Ever. Was that it called? Something like that. But I was just like a casual listener. I wasn't like an album listener. I wasn't like a fan, you know? I was just a casual listener. But this album I decided to listen to, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a listen. So I did. A lot of pain, from what I can tell. A lot of heartfelt lyrics go into that album. Swish Swish was my favourite for obvious reasons. Nicki Minaj was featured. And yeah, but Saver's Draft and Miss You More, they kind of go together. Again, good song lyrics, and loved the vibe. Very relatable, once again. Because, as I was talking about Ed Sheeran just, to save yourself, sometimes you have to cut negative people out of your life. And then Katy Perry comes along with Miss You More and Saver's Draft, and they kind of click. Because you have to cut negative people out of your life in order to save yourself. But then, when time's passed, you're kind of like, you know what, I do kind of miss that person, but I'm not sure what to do. I miss that person, and I wonder what could have been had I never cut them out. And then you contemplate messaging them on social media. The amount of times I've been on people's DMs about to message them and never do, because it's just you'd have to listen to the song to really get it. But you miss them, you want to get back in touch, but then you're kind of like, but I don't know whether you want to talk to me anymore, so I'm just going to leave it and save it as draft. And the amount of times I've done that, it's unreal. Unreal. So that spoke to me. Those songs, good. The next one, Kesha. Oh my life, again. A casual listener. I listened to Blow, We Are Who We Are, TikTok, you know, just a casual listener. I think I did own one album. I think it was called Cannibal or Animal was one of them. One of them I have owned. But the one with VIP on, I'm not sure which one it is. But that one. But yeah, high school days. And I love it. High school days, I used to listen to Kesha and Katy Perry, to be honest. Yeah. My favourite song, Learn to Let Go. Oh my gosh, that was again matching. There's a pattern developing here, guys. Yeah, learning to let things go is a big thing that you have to do in life. If you do not let things go, you will carry them with you until you die, and you do not want that. It's difficult. I'm not going to say that it's not difficult. Some people need extra help than others. Others don't even have things they need to let go. They think to themselves, well, I've got nothing I want to let go because my life's happy-do-lally. Good for you. Happy for you. Some people's aren't. And yeah, learning to let things go. That's a lesson that people all around the world are still learning and will continue to learn for the rest of time, I'm guessing. Also liked Praying. That was the single, I believe. That was a good song. Very good. Liked that song. Kind of had a bit of a like you being bullied vibe, you know? So if you're ever being bullied, that's a good song to listen to. I loved Woman. I loved Finding You, and I loved... So yeah, those were good songs. I will leave links in the description below. The next one... Fergie, Double Duchess. Now, the Duchess that Fergie released 10 years ago? Was it 10 years or 11? Something like that, anyway. I used to listen to that album all the time. I had it burnt to a disc from my uncle, and I used to play it on my CD player in my bedroom, and I used to, you know, dance and perform to that album. That's what I used to do. Mum would never let me listen to London Bridge, though. I used to have to skip that song, but the rest of them were okay. Fergalicious was my favourite. I loved that album, I really did. I used to dance and sing to it around my bedroom. So when she was releasing Double Duchess, I was like, the second version of the Duchess, is this going to be any good? Because, you know, music's changed, it's moved on from 2007, 6 maybe, I don't know. But that's it. But it was okay. It was okay. My favourite being You Already Know, again, because Nicki Minaj was featured. I also liked Life Goes On and A Little Work. Those two were the ones that goes on. Again, Life Goes On. There's a pattern developing for the songs that I like, guys. The lessons and the relatable lyrics. That's what I like. The fifth one is Avicii's Avicii. This one isn't actually an album, it's an EP, but I'm going to include it anyway. This one, I've liked most of Avicii's work. Very, very good. Levels and You Make Me. What's the other one? Hey Brother, and things like that. Things like that I love. I do have his albums, but I didn't really fancy his last I didn't really like his last one. His last one to me was, I don't know, I just didn't like it, okay? No hate, but I just didn't like that album. And I deleted it, I didn't want it, I didn't like it. So I left it, and I thought, please, with the EP, it's going to be more like his old stuff rather than his last album. Some of the stuff in the EP is like his last album, but he does have a couple of good songs on there. My favourite, Without You, again, the pattern. Yeah, learning how to live without people and moving on with your life, plus a nice club beat, can't go wrong. And Friend of Mine, I love that song too. So those were the two that I liked. When did he release this? August the 10th this was released. So I'll leave a link in the description below to that. I also liked the cover art. It was like a tree with a flower. I loved the cover art for some reason. It just really spoke to me. Yeah. So that was one that I loved. Yeah, and then the last one is the Liam Gallagher As You Were. He released this in October. Yeah, this was a good album. This was a very good album. I went to see him live a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it's very rock and roll, I will say that. His voice suits a lot of the songs and the lyrics, which is great. I feel like the album from song to song flows quite well, because some albums will have a track list and you kind of feel like it's a bit mishmashed, you know? But this one kind of flows well. Like, each song flows into the next quite nicely, which I like. But my favourite, For What It's Worth, oh my gosh, that is a great song. For What It's Worth is just incredible. It really is. Again, the lyrics about apologising to people and moving on, and I just love it. I love it. Paper Crown, oh, that's a great song. Great song. So that is a good song. You Better Run, that is a good song. That song I really, really like because of the beat, his voice, and just everything as it goes. It's like quite a bouncy tune as well. You know, you can kind of bop with it. So that was a good song. I liked that one. And the lyrics, oh my gosh. And then Wall of Glass, obviously the single of the whole album. Wall of Glass, that was the first one he released, I think. I don't remember when he released that, but I think it was the single, the first one he released, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, man, this album's going to be good. And it was. But Wall of Glass, definitely a favourite. And yeah, I liked it. Very rock and roll. So if you haven't checked that album out, make sure you do. And that is it. That's the 6 albums I've been loving. Let me know in the comments below what albums you've been loving. If I've heard them, then great. If I haven't heard them, then I'll make sure to give them a listen and check them out. Or just songs. You might just like a song from 2017 that you think, yeah, I liked that song that year. So yeah, isn't it crazy how music progresses as time goes on? It's absolutely mad. But those are the ones that I've loved this year. Obviously I've listened to a lot more, but those were the ones that really stuck out to me, and I thought, yeah, that's good enough to go in the top. Mice. That's good enough to go in the top 5 albums. So that's what I did. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what albums you've been loving. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe for videos from me. And I will see you next time.